All right, get ready for a tech treat because following today's tech update, we're going to be showcasing a standout call for my weekend show. It's called The Kim Komando Show, of course. As it turns out with this election, Americans weren't quite as dumb or gullible as the media made them out to be. I'm Kim Komando for Oracle. You can cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. See if your company qualifies at oracle.com/Kim. The mainstream media is in trouble. Nobody trusted them before the election, and even fewer trust them now. Despite what it told us, no Republican, no Democrat could find not even one deepfake video of Trump or Harris that affected the election. And despite all their bragging about new and complex algorithms, the polls were all wrong. The election wasn't even close, let alone tied. It didn't take days to count. It was over in 7 hours. The only poll that was even remotely correct were the betting markets. They were spot on. Those numbers had no bias. Tech was never the problem. The real problem can be quickly eliminated. Stop publishing false polling. Tell the truth for a change. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. Hey there, tech lovers and wannabes. Want to stay ahead of the game? You've got to check out my YouTube channel. It's amazing. So many people are loving my new and improved channel. For starters, we've got fresh how-to videos every week, like how to block those super annoying political text messages, let important calls through even in do not disturb mode, and oh boy, watch out for sneaky QR codes that can actually brick your phone. It doesn't stop there. Join me for Kim Komando Today, a fun podcast where we break down the latest tech news and trends. It's like talking tech with a friend, minus all the boring stuff. You'll get the latest tips and tricks to keep you in the know and have a little fun while doing it. Plus, who doesn't love being the tech-savvy one in the crowd? So head to youtube.com/Kim Komando, hit subscribe, and make sure you never miss a new video or podcast. That's youtube.com/Kim Komando. And when you're there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That's youtube.com/Kim Komando, with a K, of course. And I'll see you on the video. All right, here's a fantastic call for my weekend show, The Kim Komando Show. That's a highlight reel right inside itself.
Hello there, Lee.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for calling. What's going on?
Well, I've bought a home, and it's considerably bigger than my old home. It's like 7,200 square feet.
Woohoo.
And I'm trying to, yeah, that's what I said. Most people my age go down. We went up. But
hey,
anyway,
you know what? Either go big or go home, Lee, okay?
Well, that's the way I figured. I'm getting old, and I said, well, I'm finally going to have what I want before I croak.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks. I'm having a terrible time with my phone service in the downstairs part of the house. Like I said, it's pretty large, and just about a third of it is upstairs.
Okay.
Upstairs, we have no problem. On the left and the right, we have no problem downstairs. But when you get to the center, the phone calls will either drop, or usually I can't hear who I'm talking to, or they can't hear me, and so there I go, run into a spot in the house that I know they can hear me, or I run outside on the porch.
Which is like, but isn't that crazy when you think about it? It's like, okay, I have to go to this spot to talk to somebody in my brand new house. How frustrating is that? Right?
Right. And then if you're cooking, you turn around, and I take 3 steps, and it does it, so I'm like, I started looking at the boosters for the phones and things for the cell phones, because that's all we have. And I just started getting confused, and I thought, well, I'm going to send her a note, let her know I need to know which way to go, because I looked at maybe possibly getting 2 or 1.
Well, you know what?
They're not cheap.
Yeah, no, I don't want you to waste your money, because they do. Good ones like $200-$300. Let me tell you a couple of things that you can try. Okay.
Okay.
On your phone, somewhere on your phone, there's a setting, and we have the steps on the website, but normally it's under settings, under cellular. You can turn on something called Wi-Fi calling. And and so you can try to see if that will solve the problem. Okay. Now, I've not
tried that.
Is your Wi-Fi connection okay in these bad spots, or do you think?
Yes, it's fine. The Wi-Fi seems to be doing fine. It is strictly my cell service.
Okay. All right. So before you buy anything, turn on Wi-Fi calling on your phone, and you may find that that solves the problem automatically. Okay. Now,
Boy, that would sure be simple.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be nice? Then you don't have to buy anything. Gosh. But if your luck is anything like mine, Lee, that's not going to work. I mean,
it's not going to work. Well, I could go into bad luck. People are like, we never had this happen. I'm like, this is the first time you've dealt with me, so if it's going to go wrong, it goes wrong. And I'm not a patient person, so I don't understand, why someone just keeps pushing me.
You know what? I like you, Lee. You'd be fun to have a beer with. Okay.
That sounds good. It's Friday, too.
Exactly. All right. So try the Wi-Fi calling. I'll put the steps in the Q&A forum on how to turn that on. Are you Android or iPhone?
I am Android.
Okay, so we'll tell you how to do it on Android, and then just to help you out is I'll put a link to some boosters. Is it two-story?
Okay.
Is your house two-story or three-story?
It is two-story, but like I said, we have no problems upstairs.
All right, so it's just done downstairs. So we made,
because.
Well, that may be all. We just need to put something like closer to, closer to the modem and the router and some other things. But these boosters, they actually work. But, sometimes before you actually buy a booster, is that you can call your cell phone provider and complain. So before we buy a booster, we're going to turn on Wi-Fi calling, and then we're going to call the cell phone provider and say, what's going on? I mean, you guys need to give me a femtocell, okay, or a microcell. And you maybe get them to free if you complain enough and loudly enough. And again, I'm going to post those links on that you might need, Lee. And for everybody else who's listening, over at commando.com. That's commando.com inside the community. And then there's a link that says the Q&A forum, and that's where I post those links. Lee, thanks so much for your call.
A standing ovation to you for tuning in. Yay! Now, if you're puzzled by a tech issue, here's your call to action. Head to commando.com, select Email Kim. I read each and every note like it's the final round in a tech trivia game. And you can amp up your tech know-how by getting my free daily newsletter. It's just waiting for you over at getkim.com.